Good afternoon, everybody. This is Pat Walker, Mission Winners, doing a training coaching video for everyone, not just the VIPs, for everyone, trying to get people up to speed on how to invest successfully. There was a very important word in that phrase, invest, not trading, okay? We're not day trading, we're not scalping. We're striving to find stocks that we can buy, own, and let them work for us. And what are the foundations? A lot of people say, well, yeah, let's do this, let's go. Before we tackle investing, we first have to truly own some important foundations. I'd like to share this with you. The first question I have for you is this: do you really want to do this? And I'm not saying that to be cute. I'm not saying it to be funny. We have to really take a hard look at ourselves and say, yes, I really want to do this. I want to succeed at investing. The next question I have for you is, why? Why? Is it because of the allure of money? You know, we're chasing the money. Be careful with that. It clouds judgment. One of my degrees is in psychology, and I've done a lot of study on stress and the negative impact it can have. It's important to have good rules, good tactics, good vision, and a balanced mindset with doing this. We don't want to do it for the money, just the money. We want to practice these rules in order to succeed. All right? And what's the byproduct of that? Yes, you make money. It is both financially satisfying, but it's also mentally satisfying when we have the foundations down. A lot of people I've seen through the years, and I was an IBD meetup co-leader for 12 years and met a ton of people before that through the years. My phone hasn't rang all morning. It's a conspiracy. Hold on a sec. My apologies. That was a Happy New Year's call. And again, Happy New Year's to all of you. So we've determined, yeah, I really want to do this. I want to do it, yes, because I want to make money, but I also know that this can change my life. If I do this right, if I do this well, it can have a profound impact on my life and maybe my family's life. That's the biggest reasons we started Mission Winners. So let's go in here before we talk stocks. Let's talk foundations. A lot of people, let's do stocks. Let's develop and own some very important foundations for finding super stocks. This is great research from Bill O'Neill and Company. And right here, composite rating. Dun, dun, dun. This says it all, but this first paragraph. Stock market history, not just 1 year, but countless years, shows that stocks that have a composite rating of 95 or higher in the early stages of their moves, those are the best stocks, all right? The best stocks. Isn't that what we want? So, foundation, focus on stocks that have high composite ratings. Let's go to the next slide. Rankings, okay? This is very important. Industry groups. The majority of leading stocks generally rise from leading industries, leading groups, leading sectors. This is a fact. It's not an opinion. This is research from Bill O'Neill and Company. This last paragraph is profound. Overall, 50% of a leading stock price's performance is linked to its industry and sector. We use that at Mission Winners to our advantage. We focus on stocks in leading groups and leading sectors. That's where money goes. It's not an opinion, it's a fact. We get in line with it. Continue onwards. This is from a book called 40 Great Stock Market Winners. This publication from O'Neill and Company really helped me, helped change my life. These were stocks that made huge moves. You know, 5, 10 points. Oh, no, I'm talking massive runs. 40 stocks, so it's a meaningful sample. 87% of these stocks had earnings of 30% or higher. 71% had earnings of 50% or higher prior to their moves. Folks, take the average, 40%. But you can even say this, 87% of these stocks that made huge moves, and I'm not talking going up a couple of points, they had earnings of 30% or more prior to their breakout. Basically, rounded, 9 out of 10 of these stocks had earnings of 30% or higher. 9 out of 10? You can use that as an edge for yourself. 86% of them, 86, almost 9 out of 10 had sales up 30% or higher prior to their moves. almost 9 out of 10 had sales up 30% or higher before they made their big moves. Almost 9 out of 10 had earnings up 30% or higher. Almost 9 out of 10 had sales up 30% or higher. Why reinvent the wheel? At Mission Winners, we take these foundations and use them to find great stocks. And we'll show you some in a minute, and it's not bragging. I just want to try to help people. That's a big goal here, is to speed up that curve. None of this existed when I got started, okay? In fact, I don't even know if Investor's Daily newspaper existed when I got started, all right? Which leads to a very important point. I encourage you, if you're serious about this, you wouldn't go to a doctor that doesn't have a degree, numerous medical degrees, would you? Well, this is you're like being a doctor of investing. Do your homework. Read How to Make Money in Stocks by Bill O'Neill. Read Mark Minervini's books. Read Market Wizards by Jack Schwager. Study charts. Truly study charts. It will help you, team. I promise. And this is for everybody. Points 2 and 5 will change your life. Continue onwards. I'm going to show you some charts here. And remember this, and this is an important foundation. A clean and simple flat base is the most reliable setup to make money. I'm going to say that again. A clean and simple flat base is the most reliable setup to make money. Why? Let's be pragmatic. Think about that. Why? A clean and simple flat base. It means everybody sees it. Everybody. Does that not increase the potential that they'll buy also? Yeah. Isn't that what we want? Years ago, I was working with a guy out of California, and I said, he's talking to me, his name's Robert. He says, Pat, I've got something big here, buddy. We talk numerous times every day doing research. He said, I found a chart pattern that nobody knows about. Nobody. This is going to be huge. I said, so let's think about this. If nobody knows about it, that means nobody recognizes it. Nobody sees that pattern. He goes, yeah? I said, if nobody sees it, doesn't that mean they'll probably not buy? He says, on the phone, oh, yeah. Flip that coin. We want to key on a few clean and simple chart patterns that everybody sees. It increases the potential that A, they see it, and B, they will buy also. And how is buying strength measured? It's measured 2 ways, and this is for everybody. It's measured by good price move backed by volume. Volume means people see what we see and they are acting on it. Focus on that. Use those foundations to help you. So let's back off here a bit now. We know what to look for fundamentally. Great earnings and or great sales, preferably 30 or 40% or higher, okay? In leading groups, preferably the top 40 groups. All stocks within 15, 20% of 52-week highs. Focus on stocks with a high composite rating, preferably 90 or higher, 95 or higher. You say, I might miss something. Statistically, we want to put the numbers in our favor. And it works. It works. GSX, look at this. This was a keyless stock. This is from 2019. Revenue's up 441% before we bought it. Look at the clean and simple flat base. Note this. People talk with their mouths and vote with their pocketbooks. They voted. Look at the volume coming into this stock through these bars. Look at that. See the base? And that is a good run. That is, folks, that's a 100% gain in 2 months. Know this. They all don't do that, okay? But take these foundations and use them. Our entry was $17.82 and we sold for $38.45. By the way, we didn't sell at the top, okay? No, but we got the money in the middle and we're very happy. Here's the next one for you. That's GSX again, all right? Running here. Let me go back here. This was one run, and this was another run right here. It ran up and then it went sideways for months. And look at the base breakout here. At that time when we bought this, earnings up 450% and sales up 357%. Clean and simple flat base. People talk with their mouths and vote with their pocketbooks. They voted. And look at the base. You could draw that with a crayon. Don't do that on your computer monitor. Big mistake. But look at the run. Isn't that beautiful? So you're buying right here. We'll say you buy it for 45. 45 up to over 140. Now, you didn't sell at the top, but you see this bar right here? When it gaps down, runs up after an extended move and starts to reverse down and volume is heavy, selling volume, they're selling into strength. We did that. We were selling into strength. Don't fight it. Get in line with it. One of the best things you can do is sell some into strength. You can say, Patrick, why do you bring that up? Well, most people don't know that. And I've been doing this a while. I was managing money back in 86 and 87. We completely avoided the crash. That's a fact. All my accounts were out before the crash. And I credit Martin Zweig for that. Okay, I will tell you this. Selling into strength, as I stated, guarantees profits. Knowing you won't get the top, accept it. Continue onwards and never argue with price, as I pointed out. Pinduoduo. This is from right here, 2020. See the date? Look at the clean and simple base. Look at the volume surge running up. It was in a top group when it was bought, and sales were up 63%. The base. Look at the run. There we go. Focus on that. AMD from 2020. Clean and simple base. Breakout, volume, pulls back on less volume, and then it gaps and runs. Earnings, look at this. Earnings up 300%, up 200%, up 125%. Price is good above the line, bad below. There we go. CyberArk, this is from 2019. You can say, why are you showing us all these? To train our eyes and mind on what to look for. It helps. It really, really helps us. See that clean and simple base breakout there? Volume comes into it through here, and it marches. Earnings up 92% at the breakout price. 92%. Great earnings and our great sales, as I pointed out in the graphic earlier. And that, folks, from here, that's a good run. Futu, right here. Some of these may be repeat, but look at Futu right here. This is a recent one. Check that out. Look at that move. Is that beautiful? Had a composite rating of 99. Relative strength was strong, leading into new high ground. Earnings up 999%, sales up 276%, accumulation distribution of A. Folks, I'm not making this up. These are real world examples. They happened. They made the cut. And that's why we bought them. Clean and simple base on Microsoft right here. And this is a maxless stock. And look at the trend. And we sold some into strength. This is a very important point and foundation of what we do. We accept the fact we're not going to sell at the top. Okay, that's an ego game. But we'll make money along the way. A lot of that, as I stated, has to do with the elimination of the uptick rule, where shorts can come in there without an uptick and sell. So we sell. As it starts to drop, we sell the rest. Note the volume pickups. We made the money. Done. But the key point is this. Clean and simple basis. Focus on that. Here's the next one for you. Neo from 20. Look at the clean and simple flat base. And another one. And another one. And note the run. Vanilla. Note the volume pickup on this bar. Note the volume pickup on this bar. Note the volume pickup on this bar. There it is. Price and volume. It was in a leading group at the time too. It had good revenues. I don't know if they had good earnings, but they had good revenues. That's a triple. There it is. Focus on those. Run your race. Advanced Micro Devices right here. Clean and simple. And it runs. Note the numbers. Note the numbers. I'm going to stress, please, I'll say this again. This is not an example or a case of Pat Walker thumping his chest like, oh, this is so great. No, I'm trying to illustrate to you what to look for. What to look for fundamentally and what to look for technically in the charts. Price is good above the line, bad below. And you will find through studies and through experience, the best ones just go. And I love that. Vive, back in 2018, managing, folks, just to let you know, as I stated, I was managing money in 1986 and 87. So there's no substitute for seat time. One of the reasons we started Mission Winners, so you don't have to reinvent the wheel and spend years trying to figure this out. Okay? Clean and simple base buy right there. And note the trend of the 21-day moving average, that's exponential, and the 50-day. Trends pay. Please, I need to share this with you. Keep losses extremely small and ride trends as long as you can. In the area of psychology, and again, that's one of my degrees, the idea of controlling what's between your ears. By selling some, it relieves stress. You know you're going to make money. And I don't mean that in an arrogant way. Knowing that you're going to make money leads to clearer thinking and judgment. And ride trends. Ride trends. Continue onwards. Fu2, right here. That is a good run. I've shown that one. Vive, right here. Earnings up 80%. Look at the trend. Tesla. We haven't seen this one before. This is a different setup. We love clean and simple base setups. This is another setup that I refined through the years. It's called the higher low setup. And this happened this past summer. Right in here. And you see this? You see that lift? Late spring, early summer. Higher low. This low is higher than this low. 3 buys right here. We got it marked. Higher low. And again, this low is higher than this low. And it spikes up on a pickup in volume. Buys right here, pushing through the 200-day, and it marches up. That is a more advanced setup. But I want to show it to you. You only have to master 2 or 3 setups. You don't need to have a million of them. And have ones that conceptually make sense. Think about this. The stock's been falling. Oh, then it rallies. Oh, look, it falls. Oh, it doesn't fall as much here as here. That's power. Power we can use. And this was a max list stock. And sell some into strength. And this is something else very important. I can't stress this. At Mission Winners, I say this countless times every day. And type it. Never let a good profit turn into a loss. Don't look at the 5 and 10-minute charts. Don't day trade. Don't scalp. But after you're in it and it's running up, sell some into strength. As I stated, guarantees profits, relieves psychological stress or tension, and you won't let that profit turn into a loss on those last shares. Shopify from 2020. Look at the clean and simple base. Earnings up 940%, sales up 96%. Breakout right there, and it runs up. Lock-in gains up here, more here, more here, more here. Done. Last sales right in here. Never let a good profit turn into a loss. But it was a leading stock and a leading group with great numbers. Continue onwards. Vive, right here. This is an old chart. Great. Look at that. See that base breakout? Numbers. Earnings up 80%. Note the trend on the moving average. It works. Roku. It's from 2019. You can say, yeah, Pat, this is great. I can't stress. Charts are a reflection of human emotions. Fear, greed, panic, complacency. It's the same emotions that were out there forever. Forever. They're human emotions. And they are reflected in the chart patterns. And we use that knowledge to help us make better investing decisions. Right here is greed. Look at that. Look at that volume. Hey, I got to buy this animal. Okay. Sales up 51% when we bought. Right there. Yes, this was a kilo stock. And note the trend. And you let it work. Finally, it runs up and reverses. Volume goes sideways. Last sale right there. Look at the selling volume on that bar, folks. Right there. That's it. You're done. It works. Advanced Micro Devices, another entry right there. 78% earnings, 54% sales. Look at the base breakout and look at the move. It had an earnings per share rank of 99. Group rank was 1. You can't get better than that. Composite rating was 99 when it was bought. There we go. So I'm going to back up and say this. Again, focus on stocks in leading groups with great earnings and or great sales and a high composite rating. I showed at the beginning of this video the documentation of stocks with high composite ratings outperform other stocks. Why not stack the deck in your favor? We lose the ego. Like, oh, I'm going to do it different. I'm going to fight. Why? Why? If it works, don't fix it. And it does work. Advanced Micro Devices, right here. Clean and Simple Base Breakout, 2020. That's a good run. If there are repeats in here, I apologize. Tesla, look at the Clean and Simple Flat Base right here, folks. This is in 2019. Simple bases. This is a max list stock. Entry right here. And note the trend up the 8 EMA. That's the yellow line. Look at that trend, folks. Sales up here, that's a big gap up. Whenever you get a big gap up like this, after a run, that's high emotions. High emotions normally don't last very long, normally a day. Huge gap up runs, you sell some off. That's a gift. That's a gift. You let it work, and then it hovers around the 50-day. Last share sold, losing the 50-day. That's good. It works. 600 points on some of those shares. And again, this isn't a case, please, of I'm bragging. No, I'm just striving to point out what works. What works. NTR. Earnings up 929%. Sales up 79% when it was bought. Composite rating was 99. Look at the base breakout. Look at the volume pickup. And look at the move. Note the trend up the 8 EMA. Note the trend up the 21-day EMA. Last year sold, losing the 21-day. There you go. Roku, Clean and Simple Base Breakout. Sales up 51%. Note the trends. See that little shelf right there? It finally lost that shelf. Note the volume pickup. That was our last sale. We took it and ran. And again, I encourage you, please study the charts. Pause the video. Look at it. Really analyze it. Own it. In fact, I'll share this with you. Own these foundations. Own these concepts. Own these strategies and tactics. Own them so well that you can teach them. That'll change your life. DraftKings, Clean and Simple Base Breakout. It was in the top 10 groups. Right there. Coop, Clean and Simple Base Breakout. Right there. Look at the volume surges. Look at the flat base. Earnings up 208%, 200% when we bought it. And that's a good move. That's a great move. I'll take that all day long. Kirkland, Clean and Simple Flat Base. Look at the volume. It was in the top 10 groups. Right. It's from 2019. But remember, you can say, oh, that's 2019. What works? What worked for Jesse Livermore 100 years ago almost works today. What worked for Bill O'Neill decades ago works today. And again, you know this. I was an IBD meetup co-leader for years. I taught this every month we had like a 12-foot, maybe a 15, 20-foot charts behind us, analyzing this on the stage. Clean and Simple Base. Earnings up 112%, sales up 54%. It was in the top 10 groups when it broke out. There you go. 2019. GSX, right there. Clean and simple. And if there's a repeat, I apologize. But it doesn't bother. To me, there's nothing wrong with looking at the same charts over and over to train our eyes and minds. GSX again. Netflix, max list stock, right here. Pushing through here. In August of 2021. Buys, runs up, pulls back, buys, runs up, sells into strength. Sell up here, sell more down here. Bases, lifts up, reverses more here. Last share sold here when the volume came into it. Vanilla. Training our eyes and minds. And here's the beautiful part. You see that clean and simple line? Price is good above the line and bad below. It lifted through on a volume pickup. If it fell back below the line, You could sell for a very small loss. Keep losses extremely small. I'm going to encourage this for everybody. Please don't day trade. Stay away from the fun. Now, if you're doing that and it's working for you, fine. Okay. But I'll tell you what's maddening. Finding a stock that has a great breakout and you go, man, this is great. Look at that. Oh, I'm up 3 points. Boom, I'm taking that money. And the stock goes up another 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 points. Or how about this? How about, close to 150 points? Wouldn't you be ticked? And I will tell you, true confession, decades ago, that used to happen to me. Boom, I'm ringing the register. I'm up 10 points. And the stock goes up another 50 points. And I don't have a way to get in it. That's maddening. We do things to control that negative emotions. Wix, clean and simple base, works. Abercrombie and Fitch, clean and simple base. This was a keyless stock. This is in 2018. And it works. Over and over, folks, it works. Alibaba 2019, entry right here. Look at the volume on that bar. Clean and simple. And it runs. And again, I encourage you, load these up on your computer so you can study them. CyberArk, clean and simple base, earnings up 92% at the time of the breakout, right there. And it moves. Futu, that name should sound familiar to you, right? Because it went again. See that base breakout right there? See the volume coming into it? This stock had a 99 composite rating. Earnings were 999%. Sales up 276% and an A accumulation distribution. Buy right there. Okay, buys right in here. Sells into strength. All right, last sale right there when it finally rolled over on volume. But sells up higher. Tail bar here. Sells into strength. Guaranteed profits. FANG, clean and simple. And team, again, I have to stress, don't think, I really mean this from my heart, I'm not trying to thump my chest like, oh, we're so great. No, it's showing you what to look for. I really mean it. Fundamentally and technically, and combine both together, and you will increase your potential for making money. And always keep losses small. FANG, clean and simple base, volume surge through pivot, earnings up 146%. It was in the top group. Clean and simple base. There you go. EC. This is in 2017. Patterns repeat over and over. Why? Chart patterns are reflection of human emotions. Fear, greed, panic, complacency. And those emotions don't change. They're the same emotions that existed when we were all in caves. Look at that base breakout right there. And look at the run. Earnings up 325%. This was a keyless stock. There we go. Boeing. Boeing had a low-level cup with handle. There was a buy right there that we did. And it ran. Entry right there. Had volume. There you go. Simple. Vanilla. 2018. Okta. 2017. You can say, show us current ones. Bill O'Neill didn't have current ones to study all the time either. And again, the patterns repeat, so they're still applicable. They were applicable in 2017. They were applicable in 2010 and 1. And I was doing these same patterns in the late 1980s, 1990s. Simple that you can see. By the way, I'll share this with you. When I started, they weren't fancy computers. Do you know what I used to do? I used to go to the library and draw charts by hand on graph paper. And again, I had 4 kids in private Christian schools. I had to make it happen. And I'm not complaining. It was invigorating. But you don't have to reinvent the wheel. At Mission Winners, we teach this. Note the run. Micron, base breakout. Look at that run. Is that beautiful? Look at the trend. Earnings of 999. So see the clean and simple base? It doesn't need to be a flat base either. Remember that. Just a clean and simple downward sloping trend line. Also note, this is important. It doesn't need to be a steep downward sloping trend line. Wix, I'll run through these a little faster. Clean and simple base. Coop, right there. See this? And again, if there's a repeat in here, I apologize. Folks, That's a 30% gain in 3 weeks, 4 weeks. Most people would be that happy to make it in a year. Earnings up 200% when we bought it. Apps, right there. And it moved. And there's the numbers. You can pause this video at any time, too, while you're looking. DraftKings from 20. Look at that break. Look at the volume pickup. It was in the top 10 groups at the time of the breakout. Look at the move. Vanilla. Netflix, way back here. Look at that base. See that clean and simple flat base? Look at the volume. This is a great foundation for you. People talk with their mouths and vote with their pocketbooks. Vote. Folks, they voted here. Right here. That is a moonshot. Last sale losing the 50-day. Would you be happy to buy something at 540 and take it all the way up and sell your last shares over 640? Oh, that's only 100 points. For doing nothing, just letting it work. EC, RAN, Okta, Apple from 2021. Look at that. Look at the move. There it goes. And again, feel free to pause the video and watch these. NEO, look at that move. And again, if I've got repeats here, I apologize. AMD, I just nabbed a bunch of these. Tesla, entry, 844. Right there. It was a keyless stock. Clean and simple flat base. Buy more, bouncing off the 21-day. Clean and simple flat base. Right there. Volume pickup. 844 up. Now, I'm not going to tell you we sold it up there at the top, but 844 up to 1600. That's dang near a double, folks. There it is. Was a keyless stock. Every one of these was a keyless stock, or I wouldn't put it on the list. Advanced Micro Devices, clean and simple flat base. Earnings per share rating 99, composite rating 99. Earnings up 78%, sales up 54%. Look at the pickup here. That's what we're after. Focus on those. Shutterstock, clean and simple flat base, and it runs. Spiders, higher low setup. I'm just showing this low higher than this low. And there it works. And we did it not with spiders, we did it with QLD and SSO. Pinduo Duo, right here from 2020. And it runs. You see the clean and simple flat base? And again, I'm striving to show what to look for. Microsoft from 2020. Clean and simple base right there, and run. And sells into strength. Remember that. That will help you a lot. Advanced Micro Devices, we did. DQ from 2020. Look at that. Dow Energy. Keyless stock. Folks, buy right there. We'll call it 50. Okay? The last sale was right near 100. That's 100% gain. Just letting it work. Look at the walk up the moving average. A+ group, 99 composite rating when it was bought. Earnings up 175%, sales up 50%. I can't stress this enough. Focus on that and turn off the noise. It will help you a lot. GSX, right here. Now, if you sold at the top, and we didn't, but if you had bought that right, that's dang near a triple. Earnings up 450%, sales up 357% when it was bought. Clean and simple base. Look at the volume on that bar, folks. They voted. There you go. Keyless stock. Coop, we've been through. GSX, with a different color for us. There you go. Shopify, shorter base, but a good run. That's 250 points. Clean and simple flat base. Volume coming into it, folks. There you go. Coop. Jazz. Base right here. And look at the move. And again, please know this. This is not, bragging is nauseating. It's insecure, it's immature, it's childish. I don't do that, okay? I'm trying to point out what to look for. And I know you can say, this is a 30-minute video. Yeah, 30, 35 minutes that could improve your life. I think that's time well spent. Netflix, lower level base right there, and run. You can pause this video at any time. Datadog, DraftKings, Microsoft, right there. Pause the video and take a look. Microsoft, a couple of buys. Micron. pay comp. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop here, and we're going to exit out of this. And I'm going to pull this up. And I'm going to show you something here. Recent things. 9. Keyless stock. Buy right there. Okay. Not a huge move yet, but it's a start. Okay. PBT. Clean and simple base. Pushing through here. Starting. Have sold some off into strength just in case in this market environment. Tidewater. Just started to lift off right here. Volume, so-so, but it's starting. Leading group. UTHR, basing. We own UTHR. Clean and simple flat base, first buy. And it's getting ready to do it again. There we go. Weatherford, clean and simple base. The point is this. We wait for the right opportunity to buy. We pay attention to the market. Mission winners, the first letter, the M, as markets. We don't ignore it. But when we see something that's good, that's lifting on heavy volume, that can be a buy. So even in a crummy market, sloppy market, we had stocks that made good runs this year. Good runs. Now, this is just a start, but stocks that made good runs. We will focus on those because they work. Sloppy market, can't do anything. I don't know about you, but 240 up to 270, it's not bad money. That's not bad money. Anyway, I wanted to just share this with you to help you. And the last one I'm going to do is this one. This is a powerful lesson. Futu, right here. I'll expand this a bit. Clean and simple flat base. Right there. Lifts off here on a volume pickup and follows through on even more volume. Buys right here. And again, clean and simple flat base, and it lifts. And it trends up the 8 EMA, right? Trends pay more than all the decisions you'll make. Starts to lose this. And again, I stress, why am I so serious about this? Hey, I was a sole supporter of a family of 6. I had to get this right. Some of you are in similar situations. That's why we started Mission Winners, is to help people. Trends pay, sells into strength. Last sale, losing the 21-day on a pickup in volume. Right there. You see that? Now you can say, well, the volume wasn't that heavy. If I do this, you'll say, ooh, that's a pretty big volume pickup there, Pat. Losing the 21-day. Yeah, sells into strength. Do not think that you have to do all your, one sell. You can ease into a stock with buys. You can ease out of them with sells. Last sale, losing the 21-day. That was it. The rules and tactics worked. Not just an inside bar. Boom. Didn't own it. Out of it. Out of it on that bar. There you go. I just wanted to point this out to you, team. Again, this is for everybody. I know this is a longer video, but what I wanted to do, because I had numerous requests, is what to look for. Remember at the beginning of the video, I talked about leading groups. Focus on stocks. I'm going to summarize all this. Focus on stocks preferably in the top 40 groups. Focus on stocks that last quarter's earnings were up 40% or higher, or average sales for 2 quarters was 40% or higher. That one graphic I showed you. Focus on stocks with a composite rating of 90 or higher. Focus on stocks with an accumulation distribution of A or B. Focus on stocks within 20% of 52-week highs, or 25%. Focus on stocks over the 50-day. You combine those foundations together, and at Mission Winners, we teach this every day. We do this every day. There you go. Ride trend, buy right, ride trends, sell some into strength. Guaranteed profits. Never let a profit turn into a loss. Loses key moving averages, sell some. But note the clean and simple flat base. And it lifted off right here, right there, and it had a volume pickup. All these bars are small in relation to this one now. But you can see the move. There we go. Now you see it better. See the volume pickup on that bar? Buy here, buy here. Clean and simple flat base. And it runs. And again, the sells into strength help. Anyway, I wanted to go through slowly to show you what to look for from both a fundamental perspective and a technical perspective. Big recap. Leading groups, top 40 groups, composite rating over 90, no low price stocks. Okay, stay away from that. Over the 50-day, within 20% of 52-week highs, earnings up 40% or higher, or average sales for 2 quarters up 40% or higher. Composite rating 90 or higher. Over $10 or $12 a share. Trades more than, I prefer over 200,000 shares a day. Okay, I lean on that. Accumulation distribution of A or B. You will dramatically improve your investing results. Now, this is a 40-minute video, but I'll say this. When you give 40 minutes of your time to avoid major losses, will you give 40 minutes of your time to potentially improve your life or your family's life with what you're looking for? That's why we started Mission Winners, was to help people. And I hope this helps you. I thank you for your time. Happy New Year to you and your families. I hope it's a good year for you. And I don't mean just financially. I mean in all respects of life. So thank you.
Thank you for watching the video. We hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please hit like. Maybe hit that subscribe button. We come up with new content nearly every day. Also, check out the videos on the right. YouTube recommends the one on the top, and the bottom one is something we thought you might enjoy. See you next time.